Privacy protection is now the center for you, for me, and for all of the devices that we connect into our home network. So here is a free and open source powerful network-wide ads and blocking DNS server, which you know very well, called AdGuard. Now let's add and control this service in Apple HomeKit with ease by installing it either using a Raspberry Pi or a Synology NAS via Docker. And most importantly, to get that one-stop solution all in Apple HomeKit. So let's not waste our time like I always say, and let's jump into this tutorial. Well, welcome to my channel Tech with Eddie, which is all about integrating your IoT devices into Apple HomeKit or with your preferred smart home ecosystem. So if you're specifically into Apple HomeKit DIY, then there are tons of plugin tutorials that I have done. So please do take a look and don't feel shy to like, share and subscribe to always follow along. Now, before I go ahead, I've got some really exciting news for y'all. I just launched my own brand / website called Build a Smart Home, which means BASH in short. So please check it out, and I've also got a link in the description so that you can sign up to get a free 45-minute course on how computer networks work, primarily targeted for us, the homeowners. And now let's get back to the tutorial. So in a nutshell on how this plugin works, well, it enables a on-off switch accessory in Apple HomeKit to disable the AdGuard Home protection service. And I'll also show you by enabling this accessory switch, it can be very, very handy when you want to have the family time without any disruptions or online services distracting all of y'all. So for all of this to work with Apple HomeKit, we will need a Synology NAS running Docker. We will be using this DS218 Plus, or you can even use your Hoops box or any available Raspberry Pi that you have with you, and your HomeKit DIY platform. We will be using Hoops, but you can also do it with homebridge as well. Now, I've always broken down the video into parts so that you can always follow along with their timestamps in the description. They are 1. The Raspberry Pi install, 2. The Docker install, 3. The plugin configuration, followed by the router configuration. This is where we're going to enable the ad blocking service. And then from there, we are going to go into Apple HomeKit service configuration. So it's going to be an interesting one. And let's begin the tutorial. Let's open up the link in the description for the Raspberry Pi installation. And there's a very simple command to copy. So make sure you copy the entire command. Let's open up terminal. And let's SSH into the Hoops box. So if you have a Raspberry Pi, you can SSH into that device. Let's clear the screen. And then let's paste the command and hit enter. So give it a couple of seconds. It's a very small package to download and install, and you should get a notification once the package is installed and running. And you also want to refer to the link on where you can access the user interface. So in this case, it's the IP address of the Hoops box. And let's use the 3000 port. And that's the welcome message. Let's hit get started. And let's go ahead and select the listening interface as well as update the port. And from there, do the same to next and put in your credentials that you want to access the UI. But when you hit next, you're going to get an error because the interface was not selected correctly. And let's go ahead and again. So you want to make sure it's all interfaces to get access. So hit next and you should be good now. So let's hit next one more time. And then from here, you're ready to open up the dashboard using the credentials that you had created earlier. So with this, you will see that the dashboard loads, it's installed, and you also see that the service is running. You won't see any information traffic running, but let's go ahead now and open up the Docker link. And we are going to follow the instructions right away. There is some slight little modification that I have done, and you will see it in the tutorial. So let's access our Synology NAS. And what you want to do is go and open up Docker. And you want to go to registry and look for AdGuard. Double click on it. Always choose the latest tag. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the file station. And we're going to create the folders. So we're going to create a root folder called AdGuard. And within this folder, we're going to create two more subfolders, which is work and config. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it as data. And then I'm going to create another folder called config. So once the folders are created, let's go back to see if the Docker image has been downloaded. And we can see that it's done. So let's check the notifications. That's it. Double click and let's rename it to AdGuard or your preferred name for the container. Enable auto restart. Let's add in the volumes over here. So the first one we're going to do is the data. And then you want to select the mounting part from the link and paste it over there. And I'm just going to add one more variable over there called data. And let's go ahead and add in the config. Let's go back to the link and copy the path. And we're going to paste it. So once done, go to networking, select the Docker host, and there's no other values to be changed. Next, and hit done. So give it a couple of seconds. The Docker container should run without any errors, and double checking by double clicking on it and go to logs. And you'll see that the service is running, and let's access that link right there. That's the IP address of Synology using 3000 as the port. You want to hit get started. So one of the things I did was I just updated the port information over here, and I hit next, create your username and password. Hit next, and you're good to open the dashboard. So from here, it confirms that the Docker container as well as the PI installation is connected, and we got the services up and running. Now let's open up Hoops, log into our Hoops, and from here we're going to go into the plugin sections and we're going to go and look for AdGuard. And from here you're going to click on install. And once the installation is complete, let's go ahead and add Accessory. And here all you got to do, the local hosts are the IP addresses where you're running your AdGuard services. So in this case, we're going to add in two accessories, which is the Raspberry Pi, the Hoops box, as well as the Synology server IP address using the port as 3000. Same credentials as using the one that you use to access the dashboard. So let's go ahead and add in the Synology IP address as well, together with the port plus the username and password. And then we're good to go. Let's hit save changes. And let's check the logs from there if it has connected with the services. Let's refresh the page over here. And you can see that the plugin has connected with the service, and we can see in accessories that both the switches are now available. So you can see that the service is on, which corresponds to the switches, and let's turn them off. And let's refresh the page of the AdGuard services. See that they turn off, so meaning the services connect with the plugin and all is looking well. And you can also see in the logs that is being registered and they are turning off. So from this, it confirms that the services are connected with the plugin, and vice versa, you can control them from the Hoops interface. Now let's go and see to add in these to the DNS servers addresses of the router. I'm using the Google Mesh Wi-Fi, so I'm going to open up Google Home, go to Wi-Fi, go to configuration, scroll all the way down to advanced networking, DNS, and here I'm going to populate the information for the IP addresses where the services are running. So in this case is the Synology NAS, my primary server, and then the secondary will be this Raspberry Pi, which is the Hoops box. And in this case, all you have to do is hit next, and say okay, and save changes. So with this, your router settings will use the AdGuard services to clean all of the ads. So from here, we know that it's working. So let's go ahead and refresh the pages for all of those Raspberry Pi and Docker. And you can see that now it's able to receive DNS queries from all of the devices on my network. So right now, all of my DNS queries are going through these two IP addresses. They are on and working. So all the internet now is being filtered into my network using AdGuard. Now from here, let's go and open up Apple HomeKit to see if those two switches are available. So we can see both the switches, the Raspberry Pi as well as the Synology. So the hoops box as well as the Synology, and the services are on as well. So I turned it off and you can see that it's working. It's also being captured in the hoops logs as well. So they are interacting now between hoops, the service as well as HomeKit. So a very interesting thing is to go into the advanced settings, and you'll see that there are certain selective services that you can turn off when you turn on the accessory switch. So let's go and turn on Facebook, Instagram, other two social services, that once we turn on the service, the accessory switch, it will not allow us to serve these websites. So let's save changes. Give it a couple of seconds. Normally takes 20 seconds to refresh. Let's go to Apple HomeKit, turn on the service, and let's open up Google Chrome. And let's open up facebook.com. You see it doesn't allow to access these sites because they are blocked and the service is activated through HomeKit. And this is fantastic when with your families at dinner time. So let's go back and you'll see that they're all on, as well as the services as well. But if you go back to HomeKit and turn off the switch, you'll see that the service is disabled. Give it 20 seconds and refresh the page, and you'll see that you're able to access Instagram and all of your social platforms back again. So we know that the HomeKit accessory switch is working fine. Then here you can also do the same thing, is go into also into automations within HomeKit, and also run some automations based on time, day, and on people as well. So it's very helpful to run these automations using the accessory switches. Finally, there we are. Collaboratively, we have enabled an on-off switch accessory in Apple HomeKit to disable the AdGuard Home Protection Service using the hoops box as well as the Synology NAS into Apple HomeKit, giving us that one-stop solution. Now, to keep all of this going, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because for me, that's the real motivator. That's the real driver. If there's anything I can help you with, don't feel shy to leave a comment down below. And remember, always visit the developer's webpage to give them your support as well. So, until the next time, my friends, stay safe, stay healthy, have a nice day. Cheers, and let's build a smart home together.